We get a lot of emails from rec players struggling to make some adjustments before the league-ending tournaments. Don't feel alone. Today we thought you would enjoy seeing how a couple of top-level senior Major Plus players coming off subpar tournaments tweak their swings before the Senior Softball USA Rocky Mountain Championships. Both of these guys are multi-MVP and all-world hitters, yet at all levels we play, it's a constant balance to achieve maximum production at the plate.
I think there's three things that I changed on this. One, of course, is staying in the rotation. I had a tendency to be really lunging at the ball and getting in front of the ball and totally off balance when I was hitting, which caused me to hit the ball down. The other thing that really helped was actually driving the knob, which is really maybe the biggest thing of all, driving that knob towards the ball and staying in the rotation and then really going off that. And the third thing, which I'm still working on, which I think is going to make a huge difference, is when I'm swinging with that knob is to finish up by swinging a little bit on the inside of the ball and really get a good snap and drive. I'm seeing a big improvement's not even the right word, on both distance and power. It's pretty amazing.
One of the bigger things I believe in is driving the knob inside of the ball. Keeps your barrel coming more into an inside out position, and it helps to, what I would like to say, create the proper rotation. One of the bigger ways to get what I like to think is the proper path to the ball is to have the knob of the bat determine how the barrel goes to the ball, and it determines what angle the barrel goes to the ball.
And I wanted to ask you, Vic, the common perception of seniors as they grow older is you go to the right side because, the fielders are not as fast, not as agile. When you're playing in conference, you being a lefty, do you find you go backside because you get a better strike and spin on the ball, or do you find yourself pulling it more?
I honestly, I like to feel like I'm a line-to-line hitter. So a lot of our approach is dictated on the 5-man. If the 5-man's on my pool side, I'm most likely going to drive the ball to the opposite field, and it's really, I let the defense dictate my approach. Now I may not be dialed in on just the 5-6 or just the 1-6. I might be dialed into an outside pitch where I'm going to take a good swing and expect a good result.
In the younger conference too, I think you see that 5-man shift a lot more. I'm playing Major Plus and seniors nationally, but I don't see nearly any shift like I see in your guys' game. So when a lefty comes up and goes backside in seniors and there's guys on first place, he's setting up a double play lots of times, and that's one thing about, there's a difference in strategy between the highest level, which you're playing at, and some of the seniors.
And one of the things I noticed too with senior ball too is as you get older, you start seeing more 4-man infields and 4-man outfields, which is a lot different than what you see. So as you come out of playing with the younger guys and you're seeing a lot of 5-man infields where you're starting to curtail your swing more the other way, whether you're a righty or a lefty, to try to trick them or whatever. Okay, when you start transitioning now into 50 plus and all that, you see more 4 and 4s.
Yeah.
So now you have to start refocusing back on the 5-6 hole, where always before you were worried about, if you hit in the 5-6 hole and they've stacked you over here on a 5-man, you're hitting into a double play.
Yeah, you're hitting into the strength of the defense.
Correct. So I think one of the big differences when you transition from younger ball to senior ball is you have to almost kind of refocus where you're going to hit the ball more, where pulling it more becomes more apparent, which was hard for me when I first started, because I'm saying, man, I haven't pulled the ball in years. I'm trying to hit the other way all the time. So, you'll see it when you start transitioning as you get older, Vic. You get into senior ball and you're playing in 50 plus and stuff. You're going to start having to think, what? So now they're going to stack me over here. I've got a huge hole on either side now.
Big example is I've been playing co-ed lately, and in co-ed you play against a lot of 4-man infields.
Yeah.
And a lot of balls that I hit, that I practice hitting, I'm hitting line drives right to the right center field, which is normally a gap in anything we play in. So it's a huge adjustment. You get comfortable and you think you can do anything.
Well, and for guys like me and Bogey, who started out batting against 4-man infields and 4-man outfields when we first started playing, and then all of a sudden we got 5-mans thrown on us, you really have to, again, we probably had to do it 3 times, Bogey, Because before your pole, if you're a dead red hitter, you could have it all day.
Yeah.
If you're a middle guy, you could have that all day if you can get it by the pitcher.
Yeah.
And then you see a 5-man now you got to refocus everything again.
Yeah.
Start working the other way. And then now we're in the 50 plus. Now you're back at the old, kind of the way we're back to where we started, I guess, the best way to
And
put
it's
it.
amazing to see, especially in the 60s, that the drop-off between your shortstop and your left side outfielders is tremendous compared to slugs like me playing first base and right field.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it becomes a
Well, the holes
premium.
become bigger. They do
Right.
become bigger in the
Yeah.
senior market. If you can hit the ball, if you can just hit the ball down and again hit spots, you can be successful. It's not always, it's easier said than done, of course, but because you still got to hit the ball. But your mindset is definitely, you're seeing holes now that you didn't see when you were playing with the younger
Right,
guys and young guys. that
I
can
mean,
play.
and
Yeah,
not
it's
only home run limits and not only the 5-man, but I mean, you used to be able to be kind of a one-trick pony at the top level, and even now from D up, it's all 5-man. So your ability to be a one-trick pony is diminished.
Correct.
You have to, and I think that's why the game has transitioned to athletes, and it's transitioned away from the big guy.
Yeah.
To the guy who can play both sides of the ball, because you can't just go out there and hit a ball in the 5-6 all day and live on it. You hit the 5-6 one time, that next time we're closing that hole. And you better show us that you can do something else, or we're gonna stay in that hole all day. And on the opposite side as a hitter, I'm trying to force their hand. I know the 1-4 is my bread and butter, and they're playing me there. Well, if I shoot 2 in a row through the 1-6 hole, I'm forcing their hand. They got to cover that one now. Now it opened up my main hole.
And for the guys that don't understand that terminology, what's a 1-4, 1-6?
So the 1-4 is going to be the pitcher hole on his glove side, and the 1-6 is going to be the pitcher hole on the shortstop side.
Meaning second base. Your numbers on the field, second base and shortstop.
And certainly that's good information. A lot of the guys that play, especially if you transition, like you say, through the different defenses, a lot of the people that watch our show, don't understand some of these finer points. I think you just get up there and hit sometime. It's a real cat and mouse game. Hits that right center gap all the time, okay? And anyhow, I say to the guys sometimes, hey, let's shift over and take that away from him. They say, well, he'll just move it somewhere else, but he might bat 900 in that hole and he might bat 750 in the other. I mean, do you see anything similar to that in the conference?
Absolutely. You absolutely 100% try to force them to their weak side. And knowing all the hitters' tendencies and being played countless amounts of games against these guys, you understand that you could do everything right and they can still get the hit, but the goal is exactly what you said. If I'm a 750 hitter hitting it in the pull side, they're going to try to force me off though. So it's definitely the same. You definitely try to take away strengths. It's the name of the game, and that goes back to Bryson Baker and Dennis Ruley. There's no defense against them. We talked about it yesterday. In the 5-man era, they're probably the 2 best base hitters to play the game. And it goes to their BP. And their BP
They're
sessions,
working on that in BP.
It is nothing but hard work, and it's nothing but meaningful swings. So, I mean, that's where it all starts for us, is the way we prepare, I guess.
But again, the work you put in during the week is what makes you successful on the weekends. And any good hitter that's hitting 750 or above week after week after week against defenses that know them, it's an amazing tribute to you guys. I mean, I really believe that.
It's all in the preparation.
And I think from a sponsor standpoint or a coach's standpoint, I've been around 18 years. I could always tell the guys they put the work in during the week, because they were always they were consistent every weekend. And now there was a couple freaks that could probably take BP once a week and go out there, but it's a very small percentage.
Yeah.
These guys do the work, they put in the work and time. And I also want to say too that, Vic Cordova, I mean, he's been one of my guys for a long time, and to be able to actually put his name on a bat this year for the first time makes me feel really good. I mean, I think he was well deserved. This guy, you see his nickname here is Cap. I've called him Cap for years, because to me he was always the straw that stirred the drink. I mean, his leadership, being a good teammate, which is another part that we probably don't talk about enough, is this guy in the dugout's as good as anybody. I put him in there like a BJ Falk. I mean, these guys, when they're in that dugout, man, people look at him and they believe whatever he's saying, they're believing what he's telling them. and that's a good tribute to you.
Thank you,
my friend.
man.
Very good. Congratulations. All right.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thanks.
it.